want to like stand right there.
Oh.
I'm going to kind of like face the camera, but you'll be able to see what I'm doing. And you can do what I do as we follow around. All right, so this is Sir Cornix's entry to Footwork Class. Footwork is very important for all of our fighting we do. It translates into just about every fighting style. Knowing how to move your body and your feet effectively, not falling and tripping, very important. All of your foundation for all your fighting comes from your feet. So if your feet are in the wrong spot, all the rest of your fighting is going to suffer. Having a structured core and base is going to lead to better shots, better movement, the whole 9 yards. The first thing is how to stand, your stance. You want to keep your feet about shoulders width apart. Sometimes you go a little further. If you like lower center of gravity, you go just a little further. And generally, about shoulder width apart, just a little bit more. Wherever, say I'm fighting you, my front foot is going to point towards you. My back foot is going to be almost 90 degrees, if not 90 degrees, pointed out this direction. You want to think about there's invisible lasers shooting out of the backs of your heels. Your feet should never pass through the laser of the other foot, so we're never going to cross our feet. So if I step, I'm not going to do this. An easy way to make sure that doesn't happen is when we are moving with our footwork, we are always going to move the foot closest to the direction that we plan to move first. So if I move forward, I'm going to take a step with my front foot first. If I move backwards, I'll take a step with my back foot first. To the right, right foot first. To the left, left foot first. And you can combine this by going to hit diagonal. You can think of it like little hops. Sometimes people do a little bit more springy steps to do it. A lot like dancing. It's real easy when we are fighting. I'm going a little fast here. When we're thinking about holding a weapon with this, there's two different kinds of weapons, especially with sword and board. Can I get a sword and a board, please? Thank you. Proud, my assistants. I don't know. You have a shield right there. Is that only a strap shield? Oh, lame. How about shield? Here.
Great. We're prepared here, Mary.
All right. So we have our sword and our shield. There's a couple of different ways to stand with your footwork. You have your aggressive stance, which is whichever hand my sword is in will be my front foot. This will make sure that your weapon's always closer to your opponent. Your body is further away from them. You have your defensive stance, which is going to be the opposite. My shield side foot is going to be the one pointing towards my enemy. It can be a lot more protection, but it's going to put my sword further away from my opponent. It's going to make it harder to hit. In red fighting, you don't really have a shield to work with. But typically, your front hand is going to be matching your front foot, same size as your aggressive. Very rarely are you going to see people fighting swaps like that. To close with your, I'm not going to really use wild one. It's again your front hand is going to be, well actually with spear it's opposite. Your dominant hand will be back, and your foot will be space. We'll talk about that. But anyway, back to our sword and board. Your aggressive stance. You can very easily move between aggressive to defensive and keep the initiative of the fight. Same thing, I can back up, I'm back into aggressive if someone pushes me type deal, just keep it swapping it. Being able to pivot, defense, offense, but make sure that your feet are keeping their spacing. Your front foot is always pointed towards your opponent. Your back foot's always pointed out 90 degrees. With spear fighting, it goes, like I said, it's opposite of everything else. My dominant hand is typically going to be your backhand on your spear. It doesn't have to be, but it normally is, which means my dominant hand is going to be matching with my foot. So it's in the back, my dominant hand's in the back. This is how a righty would typically hold a spear. Lefty would be the opposite, like this. Very rarely you're going to see this, because now my body's all twisted and crossed to be able to do it. This doesn't work. Most spear fighters will tell you to learn lefty spear fighting. This goes with everything. Lefties just have an advantage in our game, so learning how to fight off the lefty side is going to give you a heads up on most right-handed matching weapon sets. If you are able to weapon match, so if you're a righty, I go lefty, so that our weapons are on the same side. If you're a lefty, no, that was backwards. Anyway, keeping your weapon on the same side as their weapon makes it easier to hit them because their shield's usually on the other side or their defense is on the other side. With how I was just teaching you how to move, where we forward and left, it's very easy to fall into the I'm moving in a straight line at you, you're moving in a straight line at me. You can kind of get lulled into that sense of security. So what you really want to work on once you get how am I moving is moving in different angles. So I move forward, but I don't move forward at a straight line. I move forward at an angle. I move backwards. I'm not just backing up. I'm backing up this way, so you're having to readjust which angle you're facing me at. It's taking the initiative from your opponent, giving it back to you. You having some control over the fight because you're not letting them push you in a straight line. You're changing the dynamics of the fight. Questions? There's a whole lot of information super fast. No?
So most people fighting with their non-dominant hand? With
Most
the
people
sword?
fight with their dominant hand.
And they switch their foot.
They can. You don't see it too often, but it's something. It's an extra tool in your arsenal. You'll see if someone's a very defensive fighter, they'll almost always have their shield raised forward. They're reacting to your attacks. They're waiting for you to attack me, so I can hit. And maybe they'll swap to throw the shot. A lot of times they'll throw their shots defensive side. You see that with a bunch of newer fighters. I want my shield up here, so I'm not getting hit. Trying to work into keeping an aggressive stance will make it easier for you to land shots. And being able to swap between the two and know why you're doing it is the next step after that. So I will see most new people come out to the field, they'll pick up a sword and shield, and they'll be fighting like this. They'll have their shield forward, they're worried about getting hit, they're blocking, protecting. And you can really see the change when you start seeing them be more aggressive and they're attacking with their sword arm forward, their sword foot forward. And then you'll see a lot of more experienced people, maybe I push in on you with my shield to get real close and defensive, and then right when I'm ready to strike, I'll swap this way, get around to your side, maybe I peel out to the right, keep your angles, not going in a straight line. So yeah, normally people fight with their dominant hand. Lefties, like I said, just have the advantage because you're a lefty, so if we're fighting, he's going to be able to throw shots this side much easier, and all I have to defend with is my sword, which is a bad shield. Swords are meant for striking. You can block with it, but it's much harder to block with this than this. So if he's not having to fight, vice versa, if it was like this, now his sword is closest to my body, is closest to my shield. A lot easier for me to defend against that. Unless you're using the lefty hip wrap. Best shot in the game. Best shot in the game. So yeah, it's just like I was saying, maybe I start defensive and then my sword foot goes forward, makes it more aggressive. That is very basic, simple footwork. Has a couple different styles that use it. It takes a lot of practice, but more like thinking about your feet while you're fighting. You have 100 things to worry about. Am I taking my shots? Am I throwing good shots? Am I being safe? But also just that extra level, all right, how am I moving with my feet? I'm really just always moving that way. We'll get you in the real, maybe we're just standing on the line. I'm just practicing moving about a little bit. And I'm making sure that when I move in a direction, I'm moving with that foot first. Just dance around a little bit. It is like dancing. And that will help you be a better fighter. Thank you guys for coming to the Basics Footwork class.